I'm here to help. I'm here for both parties, and just need to know direction on where we should go from here. We need to discuss what we want the attorneys to do. Again, my concern is I want to keep this as efficient financially as possible. I don't see a point of having our attorney go put all of this stuff into an additional or another host agreement, then going to Green Group and going over it and having to go back and redo it all again. To me, that's just double work and it'll cost us double. I think you should take the items we've discussed here and the legal aspects, go visit with them, see what they will and won't do, and then bring that back. I don't want to have the attorney go do everything we put into it, spend the money, and to come back and then go and then have to go redo it again. He might as well go sit down right off the bat and not spend all the time doing a agreement. He needs to go see what they will and will not agree to, then go back and either bring it back to us and or do the proposal then. I don't want to go do one with everything we put into it and go and they say no, this, no, no, no. Then he has to go back and redo it again. That's just going to cost the taxpayers additional money. The only other thing, too, I would like to see is maybe some communication with Green Group to the fact that, I mean, we can sit here and say we want this, 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 take hours and hours and hours of your time heading this direction, asking for so much out there, and then one easy question to them or what they could or could not do would kind of set us straight to begin with, so we're not expending all this effort on something that may not go that way. I mean, if we're asking for 50 fire trucks, 200 and something police cars, et cetera, I don't want to get into a wish list again. I would like to know the key issues and maybe get with them to see if that's something that could be done, so we're not wasting the court's time or the attorney's time. I would like to see possibly either a $500,000 or a $1 million advance the first year, and the host fees from $1 to $1.50 a ton. I would like all the city host fees. I would like to look at possibly 50 cents, maybe some variance we need to discuss, possibly the smaller cities receiving maybe a little smaller amount, larger cities a larger amount. The one thing, too, I want to make sure the legal wording and everything is going to protect the people of Caldwell County. I don't want there to be some wording in there where they could, and I'll get to an example in a minute, I'm unsure about out of state. In one place, it's all going to be within the state. I want to make sure the source of all the stuff is from inside the state of Texas. The landfill elevation, I would like to see that move possibly down to 150 versus the 175. Buffer zone at 250, possibly move that to 400. I have a question about the hours of operation. If it's going to be a 24-hour and then only a certain time on Sunday, but the hours of operation, I'm not clear on when they're going to be operating. The host of fee adjustment, instead of a 2% cap, a 4% cap. And I have a question on the exceptions on the abatement program. I haven't seen those in some of the other ones. If it's less than $10 a ton, there's no fees at all. I didn't want them to go in if there's something where they're going to make it $11, but it's cheaper for them to make it $9.90 not to pay a host fee. I want to maybe look at maybe not having that. The county tipping fees, I'm not sure what they are at this point in time. I've looked at some of the other ones. That's something I just need to discuss and work with them on. I don't have a problem with the community pavilion. I do have a question about tires. That was another question. I know that they have a 2 cubic yard limit for the citizens when they take free stuff out there. I'm not sure where tires go into play, if they can even accept them. Scholarships, maybe we could possibly add something there. On the insurance, on the umbrella, $3 million, I'd like to see that raised to $5 million. I would like to find out if there has been anyone charged or if they've been convicted of any bad acts in the last 3 years. And also in the last 5 years, any felony violations of any federal environmental laws. The other question I have is if for some reason they cannot they will reimburse us if 3 days we cannot make a disposal. Are they going to just reimburse us for the additional expenses to dispose of it somewhere else? That's a question I have. I have a question on the property value protection program. I know that they're about over 1,200 acres, which is almost 2 square miles, and they're going to do something for the owners who have legal title. And I don't think that's going to be that many people involved in this, because within 1 mile, if it's in the middle, I mean, you can almost go, that's 5,280 feet. There may not be a lot of people that even going to apply under this, but if there are people out there that have, say, a contract for sale or a lease to own, to where they only have 2 months or 6 months of payments left, that then it becomes theirs, that needs to be maybe negotiated if they're within a short period of time have actually been able to transfer property into their name, and they've been paying on it for 29 and a half years. The other question on this property protection, you have to have a residence on it, and it can be up to 30 acres, but what if they have half the property, say 15 acres within the 1 mile, but the residence that's built on the property is over a mile? Would that be part of the program? Another item would be the capture and sale of landfill gas, if that were to happen, for the county not to receive less than 12% of the revenues. I would like to look at possibly doing something for both the Lockhart and the Luling Library. I'm not sure what type of recycling facility they plan on having. I'd like to get some more information on that to see if we could do something a little more extreme. I'd like to see an advertising campaign to educate the citizens of Caldwell County. I think our county is a mess, and if people are hammered on what to do, I think if we have some type of advertising campaign, they could clean Caldwell County up. In another county, they've done a $50,000 a year grant for a grant writer. Caldwell County is in dire need of a grant writer. I would like to see something similar to that if possible. And like I said, on another host agreement, they pay $50,000 a year for up to 10 years to fund a grant writer with some stipulations in that. I would like to get some estimates on what it costs to do environmental inspection. Put something in the agreement that we will have environmental inspections periodically, whether it be once a year. I don't know what would be normal in a situation like that, or what is done. Maybe it's done already, but if it's not, I'd like to make sure to see that is done. I don't have a problem negotiating some as far as the height versus maybe having to add a few acres, but again, I think that's pretty much got most of what I was concerned about.